Exhibitors from all around the world come here to New Delhi for CPhI India. I'm joined by Joe from Bachem, and let's talk a bit about what Bachem does, and in particular, how you see that playing in the local market here in India.
So Bachem is a manufacturer of amino acid derivatives, peptides, making active ingredients for the pharmaceutical industry. And we as a European company, we're seeing India as a growth market, especially on this new chemistry for the Indian market, so peptides itself.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of the challenges. And I think it's really interesting to have this conversation about a very well-established premium product in Europe and America, then trying to find the market here. What are the challenges? And what are the opportunities, would you suggest?
First of all, peptide is known at 40 years now. So this is the starting when it started in the 70s, 80s as amino acid derivatives, while the Indian market here at that time was still on small molecules, still on a completely different chemistry. It was developed in Europe, it went to the US, developed in the US too. But now we see the potential in these peptides, in these peptide ingredients for the pharmaceutical market is growing. It's also of interest of the Indian market. So the challenge is to convince the Indian market that the products itself it's not easy to manufacture, it's not easy to develop, but with the support of the European American companies, it's worth having a look.
The show is still fairly young here today, but you've already been engaged in conversations. What are you hoping for the next steps? Maybe this is the third time or so you've been here. What are you hoping for in terms of your footprint, in terms of inroads into the local market, maybe by next year?
So for us, it's always good to see existing customers here, but we see a good possibilities to find new customers on this show, as we frequently visit our existing customers in India. I would say 3-4 times a year, and we want to see new ones here to develop this industry, to develop this business. So I would say the booth stand for us is quite good, and I think we see a growth also next year. So every year we like to find new customers, to find new potential Indian partners. So I see it's going to be successful, I think, this show, and also next year, where we already signed that we're coming.
Super. Well, perhaps there are some potential customers watching this right now, Joe. So listen, I wish you all the very best for the rest of the show, speaking with all your existing and new customers as well, and hope to see you again with an even larger order book this time next year.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you.
You too, Joe. Thank you very much.